All right, good morning, afternoon, evening, fellow chaplains. Today we're back with another edition of our gripes. What gripes our gears? So this is what we are holding our gripes on this week. Currently, what I'm doing is I'm taking a break off my capstone class, and I'm watching the Lakers and Golden State game. Lakers are completely blowing out Golden State, but this is exactly what happened last time, and then Golden State caught up in like the last 5 minutes of last game. So we will wait and see what happens. But okay, going on into our first gripe of the night. By the way, if you agree with our gripes, with all one of our viewers, feel free to leave it in the comments below to help the algorithm, and don't forget to gently caress the like button to help us out, so we can get 200% more viewers with 2 viewers. And don't forget our sponsor, NBA 2K21. They're not actually sponsoring us. I just like playing it. So yeah, okay. On with the first gripe of the night. What is your first gripe, Mr. Guy who's not subscribed to our channel but still records videos for us?
All right. So my first gripe right now is Giannis attempt a free throw right here. So there's a lot of slander going into this season saying he's trash or anything, and like the Bucks can't win or even make the finals and stuff. I still think the Bucks have a chance of making the finals. It's just a matter of how good is Brooklyn at their peak. But I think too many people like doubt Giannis, but like he can be like the best. He can like Shaq level dominant, like on both ends of the floor, like offensively and defensively. Yeah, like if he's utilized correctly. Mm-hmm. It's like I think the biggest problem with the Bucks is that Coach Budenholzer just like doesn't know how to use Giannis correctly, because he's using him like a point guard, but he can be like the best center or like a super dominant center, like if he needs to.
If that was strictly what he was confined to.
But not just confined, but like run, use him like a big man, because that's kind of what they do to Anthony Davis. Like they give him lobs, they run him in pick and rolls, and like, but he's like they let him do that, but also really fast and like strong.
Yeah.
So like try to mix that two together instead of like, oh, let's make him play point guard.
Which is kind of what Joel's doing right now, which is working.
Yeah, it's like he can do that, but better.
Right.
So like the fact that the Bucks are still this good, with their offense being limited, and like not perfect,
full potential,
like this team can still like beat Brooklyn, like if everything hits like that. It's like I still think that
defensively they'll blow them out of water.
Yeah,
sure.
It's I definitely like the Bucks definitely have a chance against Brooklyn. They're the only team that does have a chance against Brooklyn. Do you agree with that?
The Bucks defensively, I think they would be a huge problem. So yeah, I can see that being a problem for them.
It's like they're the only team I can think of that can.
I'm thinking, honestly, Sixers too, man. I think they can.
I don't trust the Sixers.
You know, I mean, you're not
I don't trust. Okay, yeah, that's one of my gripes. I don't trust the Sixers.
That's a perfect segue.
Because, it's like, yeah, they're looking a lot better than last year. But one, remember, Doc Rivers is not actually a good coach.
Yo, isn't he coaching?
Yeah.
The All-Star game?
I think so.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's just the first seed from each team. But yeah, I don't trust Doc Rivers, first of all, and two, like if you look at their stats, like their point differential like is like 8th best, their net rating or whatever. So a lot of these wins like are very close, or like they're not really like just wrecking teams like most good teams do. Like a lot of these are really just Joel Embiid carrying the heck out of this team. So like it's really gonna be a matter of, is that sustainable? And I don't think that's sustainable.
Fair, because Sixers have shown that before, where they start off pretty promising, and then it come playoff team. I feel like they're like kind of like the Heat, where sometimes it's a hit or miss. Sometimes they play really well. Sometimes, who knows what could happen in the second half of the season.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's that one game against the Warriors on the Heat where Stephen Curry missed 15 3-pointers in a game, and they still lost. It's like, how?
Was that in the beginning of the season?
No, that was like last week.
Was it?
Yeah.
Jeez.
It was like Curry was literally like 5 for 20 on 3-point attempts.
And they lost.
Yeah, they lost.
The Sixers lost.
No, the Heat lost.
Oh, it was the Heat. Okay.
Heat versus Warriors.
Damn.
Yeah. Anyway, That's one of my That's a couple of my gripes. Do you have anything?
Let's see. I did have something written down. Oh yeah, it's my main gripe of the week. Well, it had to do with media. Media likes to push these narratives. I go on my Instagram feed, every day, just kind of scrolling through, and I see this article. It says, Jimmy Butler refuses to play in the All-Star game because he said he wouldn't play unless Bam Adebayo was also like a teammate of his in the All-Star game. I don't think that's real. I don't see how that could be real.
Not by a Miami journalist.
Perfect.
So there's no source behind it.
I think Sabonis definitely deserved that. I feel like Sabonis has been showing that he can play at a high level. He's been basically averaging a double-double, easily carrying that Pacers team. And they're obviously they're not like an elite team, but Sabonis is doing enough to keep them, and Brogdon. They're keeping themselves in the game. So I give mad props to Sabonis. I don't like seeing those articles where they try to paint that picture that, I get it, Jimmy Butler is a good teammate, but it's just not true. I think if Jimmy Butler was asked to be in the game, maybe he'd say yeah. I don't know, but I don't like taking away the credit to Sabonis because he definitely deserved it, in my opinion, over Jimmy Butler. So have you got anything?
Gripes?
Yeah, gripes.
Yeah. There you go. All right, I'm following up on my gripes from last time. So I like to follow the Twitter sphere and see what the NBA beef is on the daily. Yeah, there's always NBA beef in NBA Twitter, bro. So this week, actually today, I saw a picture from like the 1920s or 1940s of some white dudes doing granny shots. And then the referee was wearing like a Red Dead Redemption outfit, whatever. That shit was cold, dude. Yeah, that. He was wearing some cold outfits. The referees nowadays should dress more like that. But still, well, my gripe with that is these are the dudes that Will Chamberlain scored 100 points on, and Bill Russell got 11 rings against. Maybe not those exact dudes, but like a decade or two off. Similar build quality. They shoot granny shots. So that's basically proves my point where Bill Russell and Will Chamberlain, what they did was very underwhelming. Not up to par, exactly. Not up to par.
Like, their achievements were less impressive.
Exactly, they're not as impressive. Exactly.
The old heads say the exact opposite.
They're dumb.
I don't understand that.
They're dumb.
They always try to make their era sound the best.
Yeah, because the old heads are the ones playing in that era.
Yeah,
after
really
their
dude, you see the
dude, they deliver mail from 9 to 5 and then they go pick up the game at 7 o'clock with the New York Knicks.
They got knee pads on.
Yeah, bro. Where was it back then? It was the Minneapolis Lakers, right? Yeah. They got knee pads, dude. Who wears knee pads in the NBA?
What are they doing?
Yeah. What area do you guys think was the hardest in NBA?
Oh, okay, yo. I do think the Bad Boys Pistons.
That's the hardest team. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, what?
The Bad Boys Pistons.
They are.
I thought you were talking like hardest era of basketball.
No, not hardest as the most difficult. I mean hardest as in like the most like brutal on the floor.
Brutal, right? Like straight
right,
up physical.
right. Dirty fighting.
Bad Boys Pistons. For
Bad
sure.
Boys Pistons era, right? That was the hardest.
That late 80s, 90s.
And then Ben Wallace Pistons.
Mouse of the Palace.
Yeah, Mouse of the Palace. They're definitely up there.
It's just a Detroit thing. Yeah.
It's just
a Detroit thing. But no, I think Jordan's era was definitely the hardest because the way those guys played on the floor.
And now it's soft.
It's super soft. You can't even throw a ball at the referee the wrong way.
Before they were just like they let you just like punch other players and call it defense.
Dude, that'd be
right, you can shove people back in the 90s, and now you can't.
But it's not good basketball.
Dude, that's basically hockey.
It's awesome, yeah.
That's basically hockey.
It's
I know
hockey.
that's what makes hockey entertaining, but like it's just infuriating to watch.
It's so funny.
Nah, now you blow out LeBron's hairline, and he'd be like, "Nah, that's a foul,"
Dude, literally, JJ Redick.
He just tossed it. He didn't even do it disrespectfully. He just handed it. And then who else did it? Someone else handed the ball to referee. Oh, I think James Harden or Draymond Green. Somebody.
I think it was Draymond.
He just bounced past it to the ref, and then ref called a flagrant because he did it the wrong way.
Him.
Yeah, he ejected him, dude. It was so dumb.
Yeah. Start yelling.
Just because he felt. That's so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ultimate gripe is with the NBA referees.
That's actually a good gripe.
What?
Yeah.
That is a good gripe.
NBA referees. What do you think the outcome of how much do you think the referees influence games by ejecting the wrong player? You think we could have seen titles change based on stupid ref decisions?
I know there's the theories that like refs like bet on games.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that was especially a thing like the 70s. Like there was legitimate like players and refs like betting on games. Like
Players too.
like players losing games on purpose.
Oh my god.
I still think if it wasn't for the refs, Miami would not have their 2 titles in the 2011 12.
Or
The 2 LeBron titles. They
Okay.
would not have that if it wasn't for the refs. Because who
I remember being really infuriated by like.
Dude, I was so mad at that team.
Who
And
did
then
play that?
they won against the
Spurs
OKC and Spurs.
OKC.
Yeah,
Spurs for sure, nah.
they probably wouldn't beat them
Yeah,
the first
Spurs-
time.
I don't
OKC
know.
maybe because they were a really really young team at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying a lot of those playoff runs were pretty suspicious.
LeBron's been involved in a lot of suspicious activity. Even though he's a great dude, he does a lot of suspicious type stuff.
With the
Like how
refs.
he was-
Yeah.
Also, he was like suspected to be on steroids when he was on in Miami.
That dude looked like he on steroids, bro. He spends $1 million on his body. I'm pretty sure there's roids in there somewhere.
It's like a steroid budget.
Yeah, bro.
No, I swear it's not. It's just my multivitamin.
He's definitely taking something, man. He's too big.
I mean, yeah, he's just.
So after this Logan Paul fight, he should fight LeBron next.
Oh, dude.
Oh, okay.
LeBron?
Speaking of LeBron, I do have a
No,
gripe. It's
no.
not okay. This is like slightly different from basketball, but this week there's this drama going around of some like European guy making fun of LeBron, saying, "Yo, don't talk about politics. Just stick to what you're good at." But like, okay, when people say, okay, first of all, LeBron's black. He grew up in a poor neighborhood, and he owns a school for poor black kids. So like, when people say he doesn't care about that stuff, like he obviously does. But like, and then every time someone talks about how LeBron is like a BLM guy, it's like, oh, what about Hong Kong? It's like, remember that whole thing with like China and
Earlier.
like beginning of last
they
season?
said they wouldn't speak up against China.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like he can be both. Like he can be uninformed on China and still be like a social activist.
Right.
Because like the people criticizing him is like, oh, what about like China? Oh, you work for the Chinese
It's
government.
like, do they themselves know 100% of everything that's
It's
going
like
on in current
it's like the people who are like criticizing, oh, why don't you talk about China? I'm pretty sure you guys don't care about like Palestinians or like what
Right.
what about Kashmir, but like just because everybody hates China, you're like, oh, why don't you talk about China?
Hey, free Palestine.
All my homies hate Israel.
I don't know if you can say that. I just said free Palestine.
Yo, sorry, Google.
Hey, I mean, all we said was free Palestine. We were saying, oh, is it even real? But it is real. Palestine.
Hey,
is
at least I
real.
didn't censor it.
Yeah, that's what we were saying.
We're saying, wow, is LeBron's stat lines really real?
Yeah, LeBron's hairlines is real.
I was gonna say LeBron should actually go full shiny head. That's what
Yeah.
that is a real gripe of mine. Actually, LeBron should just go full.
Dude, his head has been looking.
Yeah,
crazy,
remember
bro.
the second three-peat was when Michael Jordan went full bald. That unlocked his full power to finish the last 3
That's
titles.
like his ultimate confidence, you know.
Yeah,
Doesn't need hair.
And then Kobe went full ball.
exactly. What? Yeah, when Kobe was number 24. He went full shiny head. He's like, that's unlocked your full power. That's your 5th prime right there.
Fifth prime.
Another break.
Ooh, I love gripes. 'Cause
Okay.
it just keeps coming.
This is also another Twitter beef. So there's always like old heads and new heads arguing about who's better and who's the next who. So I saw something comparing Zion to LeBron, saying Zion is not living up to his hype because everyone said he's the next LeBron, like LeBron level dominating of the league for like the next 20 years. It'll be Zion's league.
We don't know that.
That's what people are saying on Twitter. And then I saw a guy who said Zion is a flop. He hasn't lived up to the hype at all in his first like
Yes.
54 games or so. And then he's like, LeBron did so much more, or he's nowhere near LeBron's level. But that's because LeBron's been in the league for 18 years.
Yeah.
Zion's only played less than 60 games. But if you're comparing the stats of Zion's first 55 games to LeBron's 55 games, Zion does have better stats.
Zion's like first.
And Zion's already an
few
all-star.
games.
Sounds an all-star, bro.
Second year in.
Zion's like first few games, like those stats in like points and offense like production is like only comparable by like other Hall of Famers.
Bro, I wish there was a way for like these like Twitter fingers.
Twitter warriors.
If they like were able to post up Zion and he just
Right.
charged at him and they flew off. Cause he's doing that to like old ass like actual NBA players.
Oh, yeah.
He can
Yeah.
easily do that to a random Joe.
I got a grip about that. Okay, so when people start talking about how certain NBA players suck and like talking trash about them, okay, first of all, even the worst NBA player would completely destroy you in a 1v1.
Jared Dudley would give you probably 40.
Jared Dudley would literally drop 40 on you.
Yeah.
Like who?
Now he does. Before he was
He was like an okay role player,
Yeah.
but like now he's like 35 just to be a locker
He's
room.
like 35.
He's like
weighs about 320.
he's like he's basically a hype man now.
Yeah.
But like,
He talks a lot.
but like even like a G League bench player would like completely annihilate you unless you're like an elite.
for sure. Yeah,
Like like unless you're like an elite college athlete, like everybody is in the NBA is a really really good basketball player.
Yeah.
So like I find it hilarious when people just like criticize them. It's like it's like these players when they're in high school they average like 35 points per game.
Yeah, it's literally ridiculous.
Like it's absurd how good these people are.
Like, dude, imagine even the actual 3-point line that they shoot on compared to what like
so
a normal
far.
gym has. You cannot physically. It's like not a normal shot. If you go to Lifetime Fitness right now and you play Steph Curry, you'll probably score 0. He'll have 60, 70 points.
I mean, I remember there's this one clip where Shaq was just like knocking down threes, just screwing
Oh, yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Like during an interview in a gym, like he knocked down like 5 threes in a row. Like he's probably Shaq is probably a better 3-point shooter than us.
Yeah, actually, probably.
like 45-year-old Shaq is a better 3-point shooter than us.
Yeah.
I buy it.
That's true. I think any of those guys could destroy us. if you're D1, if you're
Yeah, like, unless
G
you-
League,
Yeah, unless you're like an elite level like college.
right?
Like you're gonna get destroyed by any NBA player. Even was like Kostas Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, he could probably do some work. Who do you think is the one? If you had to play an NBA player, you just had to score once, and you got $1 million.
Like
Who would you choose to play?
like full 100% effort?
To guard against you?
Like, they could beat you or whatever. You just gotta score 1 point on them. They're guarding you, but who would be that player that you would choose?
Okay, assuming they're doing like maximum effort on us.
I will pick
Isaiah Thomas. He's shorter than me.
Okay, IT. Okay.
I mean, he's actually really strong though. He's like
He is.
250.
He's good. Yeah.
Well, not 250. He's probably like he's like
I will pick
220 pounds.
37-year-old Shaq from when he was on the Celtics. Like
37-year-old Shaq.
Or wherever he ended his career.
Yeah,
huge.
he's
But he runs like 3 miles a year.
That is true. Okay, that's a good point. So you can just
Boban.
run around
Run
him,
him.
score.
Boban.
Boban, Bogdanovic.
Oh, they're all really slow. Yeah,
He's like yeah, either a really slow guy or a really short guy.
that's fair. I think I'd go slow,
Slow run.
because as long as we could
Run
run,
and layup.
get a lay. But the scary thing is their reach. I feel like they step once and do this, they could block
But
us.
So we gotta be playing full court so we can run.
Full
We have
court.
enough space to outrun them.
Oh
you know?
yeah, if it's half court.
That's our only chance.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, if it's half
Fair.
court, they're like 3 steps away from the basket
Right.
because they're just so big.
Those are good picks. I'm gonna say Big Baby Davis then.
Who's that?
Do you remember on Celtics? He was Glenn Davis, I think was his name. They
Oh,
called him Big Baby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick him. But yeah, is that it for our gripes?
That's it for the Gripes, dude.
All right.